Today I just want to tell you guys that you have to be really careful from who and what you're taking advice from. If you're taking advice from just anyone who walks by, or people even that you value because they're your family members, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're the best person to take advice from. Just because your parents are your parents doesn't mean you should be taking their advice directly in terms of financial matters if they're not that rich. And again, this can be applied to a lot of areas. What really sort of spurred me to make this video was the fact that I realized, based off a comment that was given to me seeking advice, in fact, I'll tell you the whole story in detail later. But basically, I learned that this guy had no idea what he was talking about. And it just reminded me of all the people out there who are going outside of their knowledge base, their circle of competence, to give advice to other people when they have no idea what they're talking about, and they're giving you the exact contrary advice that you need to do well in life. And every avenue, every field, anything you can possibly think of, there's some person out there. In fact, most people out there are more than willing to give advice and just steer you in the wrong direction. Not because they want to, because they don't know any better. They think it is the right advice. And this is just a great example, and it slightly angered me, and it just sort of just spurred a bit of it just reminded me, hey, remember, stop just taking advice from everybody. Remember that they all have their areas of competencies and strength, and only take their advice from that area. And believe me, from someone like me who's always out there absorbing advice from every person, asking and asking to better myself, it can be something that can really screw you over. So here's the thing, okay? So long story short, I posted on a video gaming. It's League of Legends, actually. It's a League of Legends, which is a video game discussion board. It's a discussion group. I posted this message just asking them, in all seriousness, I said, quote, in all seriousness, is there anyone out there who are actual subscribers or viewers of PewDiePie? PewDiePie is a YouTuber who is one of the most subscribed YouTubers of all time. He has over 30 million subscribers right now, and he makes millions of dollars every year playing video games online and editing them beautifully. And obviously his personality and other factors play into why he's so successful. But he makes a lot of money from doing what he loves. Anyhow, I said I really wanted to know how he got so much success. Trolling and joking aside, I would love to emulate it to a degree. So, just out of curiosity and potentially considering the idea, I do have a gaming channel. And I threw this out there. So I got a lot of responses, and, this man, bless his heart, he was probably trying to help. He says this one thing, which was upvoted one time by another person. And this is what he said. He says, copying someone else will never get you anywhere. And there's so many people like this online on the internet. If you go on Reddit, if you go on the YouTube comments, there's always people out there who throw out these, just blanket statements, these things that, sometimes they're honestly trying to help, or they're just going to throw out something that they believe is common sense. And sometimes they're just, making fun of you because they think you're an idiot, because you're doing something that's just so common sense to them. Oh, look at this idiot. Copying will never get you anywhere. And the more I read and learn, the more I realize how stupid people are, how retarded they are in how they think. And so from what I've learned, and this is a very brief explanation on a very much more complicated explanation, detailed explanation with more ins and outs and gray areas, but generally I completely disagree. there are plenty of businesses out there who have succeeded, plenty of people who have succeeded, who have founded these businesses and succeeded, not oftentimes not solely just because of copying others, but sometimes just by copying others, and also throwing in innovation, of course, as well. But sometimes they have incorporated a tremendous amount of copying others and then perfecting it and making it even better. And obviously, there's other industries and companies who have survived due to certain levels of innovation as well. But you'll be surprised. If you look at Microsoft, the greatest innovative company you can think of, it's not exactly true. The whole system, the whole operating system, it was QDOS that started a standard for the personal computer, was actually bought by Microsoft from another person, and that was later turned into MS-DOS. But that's to put aside. The main example I want to give is Sam Walton. He obviously, if you guys don't know, created Walmart, and he founded it and then grew a bunch of really great managers to create this amazing store that raised the standard of living for everyone. And a lot of people don't realize this, but he was the huge underdog. Kmart was the big dog with billions of dollars in sales. He was the underdog with like $10 million of sales at the time, and he started, pretty much from scratch, and he's just started making more and more stores. So, I keep getting off tangent, but this is what I want to say. This is a quote from Sam Walton. Most everything I've done, I've copied from somebody else. And if you read books like Made in America by Sam Walton and How to Be a Billionaire, you will see how things are different. And as Charlie Munger says, the world is in no short supply of ignorant people. So being more enlightened in something can't but help you. So I try and take it as a good thing. Although I'm very much angered and somewhat like, okay, so I know this little tidbit that this guy doesn't. How is it really going to help me? But I feel like every little thing will help you in the long run. And so that's what it is in a nutshell. And there's more to a story than that. I advise you read Made in America if you want to know. But copying people is one of those business economics things that, again, a lot of people they have a sort of flawed view of it. Even people who are in business, and they think that if you copy anything, even if it's legal to do so, then you're in the wrong, and it's immoral and horrible. And I think a lot of Chinese companies have a bad rep because of this. In China, there's a lot of businesses who take it to an extreme and they go overboard with copying. And then there's the counterfeit industry, which is illegal, which screws it over even more. But what Sam Walton did was he copied a lot of the tiny things, every little thing, how wide the aisles were, how things were displayed, the accounting system, the distribution system, all these legal things that you can copy and gain and compete on a level, and therefore compete on a level ground rather than a few levels below. These sort of things work together, and they work to push you to be better than your competition. And again, I feel like for Walmart, it's gotten a lot of bad rep, but when I read the book, it just enlightened me. It just opened my eyes to how Sam Walton, like a lot of people, they're angry at Walmart for pushing out the small town mom and pop retailers, but ultimately Sam Walton, he always had the customer as priority. Always wanted the best for the customer, and that meant the lowest prices, the best customer service, uh, products that you need in bulk or just at very low, cheap prices. And he was able to supply that to a customer, and that service created a lot of profit for Walmart. And also, it was better than the competition, and it drew out a lot of mom and pop stores for sure. But on the flip side, the customers, the greater bulk of America, got a lot of benefit from it. It also provided a lot of jobs, a lot of employment, a lot of salaries. It created thousands of millionaires. It created a lot of happy people, and in addition to that, I think um, if you read the book, he also says that little small things like niche markets actually were helped by Walmart. If you played it right, and actually thought about what you were doing, you would have found that um, with Walmart, it was so big, and because it was such a variety store, it could not specialize in niche markets, and therefore, if there was a local uh, paint shop, for instance, or plumbing store, or something that focused on construction, these stores would have specialized products that Walmart would not have, and Walmart only helped these stores out by uh, pretty much saying that we only have a limited supply, a very generic variety and choice, and it pushed customers to go to these niche and specialized stores and increase their sales. So, I think it's very interesting, and it really does scare me. How much bad advice have you taken from people that you've already ingrained into your subconscious as fact, even though it's completely false, from people that you trusted or people that you thought weren't giving horrible advice? Um, and it's all this stuff out there. There's plenty of people out there who are they think it up themselves, thinking it's right, and then they realize it's wrong, or they never realize it's wrong. So as always, like, favorite, comment, subscribe, and I hope this video enlightened you. See you guys later.